What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the Arrowhead News and Rumors Report. We have a special guest on today. I will link his channel down in the description. I want everybody to go check him out and subscribe to him. He does pretty well on his channel, covering lots of great news. But let's just talk about a few things today. Let's start off with first question: Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Who's better? I'll let you go first.
I love Joe Burrow. I really do. I think he's great. But right now, at the end of the day, it's got to be Patrick Mahomes, right? Patty's got 2 Super Bowl rings, been to a third one, 2 MVPs, I believe. So it's at the end of the day, even Joe Burrow said it's Pat Mahomes. So I think Joe Burrow's going to have a great career. I think he's probably eventually, hopefully, going to win a Super Bowl. But right now, the edge has got to go to Pat Mahomes. And even on the game, if you take away like their skill, the accolades, right, and you put skill level, I'd probably just credit Mahomes a little bit more just because of the mobility and things like that, the a little bit better arm talent, just a smidge over Joe. But so I would say Joe Burrow, Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree. The Bengals are 3-1 against the Kansas City Chiefs, but they're 1-1 against them when it matters the most. They were calling it Burrowhead a lot, and I thought it was just really dumb because he had only played one game at Arrowhead and won that one time. So you can't call it Burrowhead anymore. It's 1-1.
There's twice. They beat him in the regular season twice. They had in Arrowhead the AFC Championship game and in the regular season. And prior to the other AFC Championship game, that game was in Cincinnati. So, so they did beat them in twice in Burrowhead, So,
okay,
as the Bengals were calling it.
Yeah, I didn't really agree with that statement by them calling it Burrowhead. They don't know how to win Super Bowls. They can't. It's not Burrowhead, and
they
1-1 when it matters the most. So it's Patrick Mahomes, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion. It's Patrick Mahomes. Period.
Yeah, they shouldn't. I didn't like it when they were calling it Burrowhead either. You don't want to give when you're going into an AFC Championship game. You don't want to give that other team any more bulletin board material, right? I mean, you already got everything to play for, so why, just kind of pipe that. I think that was kind of coming from some of the fans and things like that, mainly more than some of the players. But yeah, they probably should have just kept it quiet there.
Yeah, they definitely should have, because if they wouldn't have said that, they might have won. But next question, will Kansas City sign DeAndre Hopkins? A report came out a few hours ago that DeAndre Hopkins is waiting to pick a team, waiting for the Chiefs to see if they're going to make an offer. Let me say this, Chris Jones, if he gets extended, I could see them making an offer to DeAndre Hopkins. I would love to have DeAndre Hopkins here. He's obviously made it clear on Twitter he does not want to join the Buffalo Bills. So I could definitely see DeAndre Hopkins joining the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think?
So right now the odds favor. There's 2 contracts out for D-Hop, one to the Patriots, one to the Titans. If the gambling odds have went to favor Tennessee. It's been reported that they have a lucrative contract signed, ready for D-Hop. I think if I'm D-Hop though, and the Chiefs can make a deal, if Chris Jones can get his contract extended, that would free up some money for the Chiefs for at least like a 1-year deal. So if I'm D-Hop, I would probably take less money and play with Patty Mahomes and have a chance to win the Super Bowl. I mean, we're talking a guy who's been in the league 10 plus years. So why not? Now's his time to ring chase kind of, and why you're going to have a better opportunity to do that in Kansas City than you are in Tennessee or the Patriots. The only other place maybe I think he could go to is maybe Buffalo. I still think that's a possibility. If I'm the Jets, I've said this from day one. You've already pushed your chips to the center of the table, so why not bring in D-Hop, and why not bring in Dalvin Cook either? Both. So because you already put your chips in the center and said, hey, we're all in when you made the trade for Aaron Rodgers, so why not go more in? But if the Chiefs can get this Chris Jones reconstruction deal done and free up some cap space, by God, they should call D-Hop, because now there's this weird Kadarius Toney thing kind of going on. He's been chirping. He seems maybe he's going to talk his way out of Kansas City. Who knows? And they don't have that quite number one wide receiver. We all know Travis Kelce's uno numero, but having Mahomes to Hopkins and that would be incredible. Even if Hopkins he's only played 19 games in the last 2 years, but if he plays, as long as he finishes the season strong and is in there for the playoffs, I think you got to favor the Kansas City Chiefs. And if I'm D-Hop, that's probably a place I'd want to play at.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's getting up there in age. I would rather catch passes from Patrick Mahomes and take less money than catch passes from Malik Willis or Will Levis or Mac Jones. That's for sure.
Ryan Tannehill will be the starter in Tennessee.
Oh, he will be the starter?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Will Marcus Valdes-Scantling have 1,000 receiving yards this season? Now, we know Kadarius Toney. I think he's going to go off. But then you look at who that wide receiver 2 spot is, and it's kind of, up for grabs right now. You got Sky Moore. You got MVS. You got Rashee Rice, but he's the rookie. But I could see a scenario where Marcus Valdes-Scantling gets 1,000 receiving yards. Now, if DeAndre Hopkins comes over, I don't see that scenario happening. But if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't end up coming to the Chiefs, I think Marcus Valdes-Scantling could have anywhere from 800 receiving yards to 1,100 receiving yards. What do you think?
MVS, let me ask you this. MVS, did he get 1,000 yards last year?
He did not.
Then there's your answer. I'm a Packers fan, so I've seen MVS, and I like to call him Stonehands MVS, Marquez Stonehands Scantling. So that's your answer. He's not going to get 1,000 yards this year. Just because they didn't get 1,000 yards last year, he's not going to get 1,000 yards this year. So I don't see a scenario where it happens, especially if they got D-Hop. It's definitely not happening. I think you could see Sky Moore step up, the kid that they had drafted as well. I could see a little bit more of that. I think Kadarius Toney's got more possibility if he can stay healthy than Marquez Stonehands Scantling.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to see. If DeAndre Hopkins really does not sign with the Chiefs, then I think he could. But if D-Hop does sign, I will agree with you. He will not get 1,000 receiving yards. Next question. How big of a role will Chiefs rookie pass rusher Felix and Udike Uzama have? Obviously, you look at the D-line pass rush room. It's not awful, but it's not amazing. The playoff Frank Sharp-Clark left to the Denver Broncos. So you got Mike Dana, you got George Karlaftis, you got Charles Omenihu. So I could see a scenario where Felix and Udike Uzama has about 4 sacks this season. Because I think he's going to get a great amount of playing time, being that the pass rush room's not amazing right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're actually on the low end on the sacks. I think he could probably get 8.5 or someplace like that, close to 10. Because you're exactly right with Frank Clark gone. Most rookies start off slow, so don't if I'm a Chiefs fan, don't panic the first half of the season. I think you'll see. He'll get 2 or 3 sacks first half. And then I think the back half, especially last month or so of the season, I think he'll really come on late for the Chiefs. That's how most rookies are, especially, first 4 weeks don't really, it's not that big a deal. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. But after that, I think you could really see after the first quarter of the season, him really turn it on. And I think you're right. I think he's going to be, he's going to play really well because Frank Clark's gone. Somebody's got to fill that void, and they drafted this kid to fill that void for him.
Yeah, George Karlaftis started off slow last year, and look at him. He ended up with 6 sacks, so I could agree with that, yeah. Okay, well, Clyde Edwards-Helaire make the 53-man roster now. He seems to be more interested in car shows. He did not show up to the Chiefs Super Bowl parade or the White House celebration, so we don't know if he's really interested in the team right now. Former first-round pick, decreased in stats every single season in his 3 years, has gotten worse. I could see a scenario where he gets cut or traded before the season starts, and I'll tell you this, if he doesn't, he will definitely not be back on the Kansas City Chiefs next year because I think it'd be kind of crazy to renew the guy's contract when he's proven absolutely nothing in the league. What do you think?
You're exactly right, man. You're right on the money. I don't think the Chiefs – you're asking if he's interested in playing football. I don't think the Chiefs are interested in him. We saw him when he came in We were hyping, fantasy heads were hyping this kid up as, almost first round pick, second round pick. People were excited about him. And it's, he's been replaced now by Jerick McKinnon and Pacheco. They brought in some other backs even last year. So I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire's days as a Kansas City Chief are very numbered. If they cut him, I wouldn't be surprised. I could see where they cut him. That he doesn't make the opening day roster. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does. And, maybe they bring back Kareem Hunt. Remember, he had some good years and he could, fill in some spot. He's a free agent. So it's possible that could happen. But I think CEH's days as a Chief are numbered.
Yeah, I'm not going to be shocked if CEH gets cut or traded before the season starts. But back to your Kareem Hunt statement, I could see that happening. It really depends about how much does Kareem Hunt want. Now, honestly, I don't want him to start over Isaiah Pacheco. He's proven so much. He would be the RB2. But, for a cheap, sure, come on in. That's a great 1-2-3 punch with McKinnon, Hunt, and then Pacheco. But if he wants to be paid like a starting running back, it's just not going to happen.
Agreed.
Next question. What are the Chiefs' chances to win Super Bowl 58 and go back-to-back? In my opinion, they're pretty high, especially with Super Bowl 58 is a lucky number for Chiefs Kingdom. What's the player's name?
Derek Thomas.
Thomas, yeah. So I think that's a huge reason why we may go back-to-back. I really like that number. A lot of Chiefs fans are hyping that number up, and I think their chances to go back-to-back are pretty high. What do you think?
They got Patty Mahomes. Andy Reid's still the head coach. Travis Kelce's still there. There's your answer. They got a high chance. As long as they got those guys and those guys stay healthy, you got to like them. The AFC, the problem with the AFC is it's going to be a gauntlet, right? Like, they got guys like you're going to have to go through Aaron Rodgers. You're going to have to go through the Bills and Josh Allen. You're going to have to go through the Dolphins should be pretty good with if Tua can stay healthy and spell his own name. Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Joe Burrow, who we just talked about. Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. So there's a list of good quarterbacks in the AFC. So it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. I think the Browns and Deshaun Watson are going to be improved. I think Pittsburgh could be improved as well. So it's not going to be easy for the Chiefs by no means. But I definitely, you got to like their chances to come out because of the core that they have, and they've proven it.
Yeah, I've said it in multiple recent videos that the AFC is getting better and better every single season. So it will be harder and harder. But I've also said Andy Reid's your head coach. Travis Kelce's the best tight end of all time. And you got a top 5 QB all time, Patrick Mahomes. So they're always going to be in it, period. And now to end off the show, I want to hear one of your Chiefs' hot takes. What do you got for Chiefs Kingdom?
Oh, man. My hot take for the Chiefs. I think here's my hot take. Chiefs don't make it back to the AFC title game. I think they lose in the divisional round. I didn't put the correlation of 58 Super Bowl 58 and Derek Thomas. That's so that was that's nice. You probably obviously way too young to know who Derek Thomas is, but do yourself a favor and YouTube Derek Thomas after this. And one of the top, 50 best linebackers of all time in my lifetime. One of the top 10 or 15. So. He's right there. But, there's my take. I don't think the Chiefs make it back to the AFC Championship game. We just talked about how good the AFC is going to be. Eventually, they're going to stumble, and eventually you play all these games, and eventually it catches up to you. There's a reason we haven't had a back-to-back Super Bowl champ in a long time. It's because it takes a toll on you, and they've been to 5 straight AFC Championship games. I don't think they make it 6.
I just can't see a scenario where they don't make it 6. I think they keep the streak going for at least a few more years.
More years, okay.
I think so. Patrick Mahomes is known to take his team at least to the AFC Championship at, the least. So I think he at least takes them there, but I do think he will take us to the Super Bowl as well. But I want to thank you for coming on the show. It was a great, short conversation about a few different topics. Let everybody know where they can find you at on YouTube.
Yeah, they can find me at TheBodkinShow on YouTube. We do a show. We're on the Let's Talk Sports Network plus my own network, but I do my own little Sunday sit down interviews, and then we do a Let's Talk Sports show Monday nights, Thursday nights, Sunday morning. So we'll be live 8 p.m. Central tomorrow night. We're going to be talking a little fantasy football. We're going to be talking a little basketball, baseball. We cover it all. Little UFC, little this, little that. So we cover it all over there on the Let's Talk Sports show. That's again Thursday tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern, and then we're back Sunday 8 a.m. Eastern. So and then we do Monday nights as well at 8 p.m. Central time zone. So yeah. That's it, man. The Bodkin Show. You can catch it all on the Bodkin Show on YouTube or the Let's Talk Sports Network on YouTube.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everybody go show your love. Go subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to the Arrowhead News and Rumors Report, everybody. Thanks for coming on the show, and peace.
You guys have a good one. See ya.